KARLSSON of Wolves, he goes from gate 2. Gate 3 in blue, Stuart Robson. Rider replacement operating on the outside. ALUN, ROSSITER, the guest from Oxford. He replaces the absent George Stansel. He is the oldest rider racing tonight, but there is a problem, and ROSSITER is holding his hand up, and we're just about to get underway with the first live heat of the Elite League this season here on Sky Sports. Referee Ronnie Allen up in the box, up go the tapes, and away from the outside goes ALUN. ROSSITER is first to the bend. The guest in form. He locks up, he comes off, he brings down Greg Hancock, and referee Ronnie Allen will surely stop that with chaos prevailing on the track. Peter Collins alongside me. What a way to start the Elite League season.
What a start there. ROSSITER made a brilliant start from the outside. He's been going so well this year for Oxford. Well, there we can see him lying on the track. He made a good start. The track's a little bit slippy because it's just been watered, and he did a great big spin round, got totally out of control, slid down in front of Hancock and also brought Hancock down.
Well, the man that's come down there, ALUN ROSSITER, who locked up the guest, his time short-lived here. He will be excluded from the rerun, deemed by referee Ronnie Allen to be the prime cause of the stoppage because he locked up in front there, and they all pile into him.
Yes, that's right, Tony, and ALUN seems to be in a pretty bad way. I know he's got ligament problems in his knee. He had a lot of bad accidents last year. I was just talking to him earlier. He said he got over them by now, but he said he was fit again. But we can see the start again. Roscoe there on the outside start. He just makes a beauty, comes right across everybody, but the track's quite wet and slippery at the moment. He just spins totally round. Hancock catches his back wheel, down he goes, and you can see that the handlebars of the bike actually caught that bad knee. We can see that again there. Hancock in the red helmet makes a good start, but as he gets to the corner, there's ALUN ROSSITER leading the race. What a good start, but of course loses control right in front of the pack, and down he goes, and Greg Hancock also went down.
Well, I think some of our viewers might be wondering what ALUN ROSSITER is doing here as a guest from Oxford tonight so far. He must be wondering what he's doing here. He's got a badly damaged left knee. We know that. He's riding with a brace on that tonight, ALUN ROSSITER, and certainly with the first aid people attending to him, one must wonder if this guest rider, who was scheduled to ride an awful lot tonight, whether he will in fact be taking any further part in the meeting. On down, 3 to go here now. On the inside, it's Greg Hancock for the Coventry Bees. Going from gate 2 is Mikael KARLSSON for the Wolverhampton Wolves. And the third rider is, of course, Stuart Robson in blue from Coventry. The gate on the outside is now left vacant by the absence of ALUN ROSSITER. And things going the way of the Coventry Bees, certainly in this one now. Greg Hancock, a former world champion. Stuart Robson, the 22-year-old, born in Sunderland. Mikael KARLSSON, the Swede, of course. Mikael, the younger of the two KARLSSON brothers, he's 25. That's the lineup here now. This is heat number 1, the restart. The starting marshal having a few problems getting them up to tapes there now. Referee Ronnie Allen may lose patience here if something doesn't happen quickly. There's Greg Hancock is the one dragging back on the inside gate. But now all 3 are there. This is British Elite League action here at the Brandon Stadium, Coventry. The tapes go up and away they go, and Mikael KARLSSON's got an absolutely brilliant start into the bend for the Wolves. Round the outside in the blue helmet colours, Stuart Robson tries to pick it up, but Greg Hancock at the back is struggling. But what a ride by KARLSSON out front. Yeah, you saw that start there from KARLSSON. He's very, very experienced, Michael, and he made a beautiful start there off that gate 3 position. He's riding a perfect line right now, but you can see there, Stuart Robson in the blues really having a go. He almost caught his back wheel down on that pitch turn, Tony. Good ride though by Stuart Robson. Disappointment for Greg Hancock, who we thought would be setting the pace, the home rider here, but Mikael KARLSSON for Wolves is making up for the absence of the guest ALUN ROSSITER, and he's going to get a share of the points if he stays here. But Stuart Robson isn't going to be easy. The yellow flag with the black cross goes out to mark the start of the last lap now, and Hancock has pulled up at the back of the straight. He's got problems. KARLSSON now is surely going to win this, but Robson in the blue is challenging down the back straight with half a lap to go. Robson is not done yet, but KARLSSON's hugging the white line. KARLSSON has time to look back, and he wins in the white helmet colours. Second place, Stuart Robson for the Coventry Bees, and third eventually will be Greg Hancock, who's still coming round the top bend, and KARLSSON can look back and watch him, but Hancock is dribbling across the line now, and Hancock has had problems. And really, Mikael KARLSSON has given Wolves the absolutely perfect start, Peter Collins. What a ride by the Swede. Well, there they are from the start, and that's where he made it, Peter.
Yes, he did. You can see what a great start he makes. I mean, he must have been 5 yards in front there. You can see Robson almost locks up totally on the outside. He's just got a good run round the outside, to pull ahead of Greg Hancock. Now Greg's there in third place, he's plugging away around that inside, but you can see now that Robson's doing that big run round the outside. Now Hancock's bike stopped there, he stopped, but he actually coasted round to get the third place. Now it looks like a chain's broken or an engine's broken, something, but we can see the finish now as KARLSSON takes that checkered flag with Robson so close behind. It was very, very close at the finish, Tony.
Well, Michael, the first question, did you have any idea just how close Stuart Robson was to you at the end there?
Yeah, I could hear him, and I tried to cover up the fence coming in the turn and ride the line. The bike was spinning really bad, so I didn't have the speed, but we're going to go back in the pits now and try and sort that out.
Pleased with the overall result, because that's the sort of start you want, isn't it?
Yeah, that's it. I mean, one guy fell off there at the beginning, and it was important for me to win the race.
How hard is it going to be for Wolves tonight? Because you've had problems, you've had injuries, and now with the drama at the start, do you think everybody can keep their concentration? Very important, obviously.
Yeah, I just hope we can. You know, it's we'll see in a couple of heats. We got to just keep doing what we did in the first race here now and try and. I mean, it's really important that we start the meeting off good, and then we should be all right.
All right, best of luck in the rest of the heats.
Thank you.
Good luck in the rest of the evening. Okay, let's go back to Tony Millard as we pick up for Heat 2 now.
Yes, well, Heat 2 is the one in which the two lowest scoring or lowest average riders in both teams come out. That's known as the reserve heats. In this one, Scott Robson we have, who's the elder of the two Robson brothers racing for Coventry. Alongside him, his teammate Shaun Tacey will wear the blue helmet colour. Scott Robson will wear the black. That man there in yellow and black is Craig Taylor, the 25-year-old native of the West Midlands, of course, and the completed line, or the lineup is completed by the rider in the white helmet colours, who's Richard Jewell, who's a Danish rider from Copenhagen.
You know, they're going to be so determined when the tapes go, but the track tonight's in very, very good condition. There's been rain all over the country. We've missed it here totally at Coventry. The track's going real well, and this is going to be a good race, I'm sure.
There we are, the less experienced riders, the lesser ability perhaps, but the competition is going to be tight. On the inside in white, Richard Jewell. Next to him in red, Scott Robson of Coventry. In the yellow and black, Craig Taylor of Wolves. And on the outside, in the blue helmet colours, that's Shaun Tacey from Wolves. Shaun Tacey, the lad from Supper. First to the bend. Away they go. A flyer for the man in yellow and black, Craig Taylor. Coming through on the inside in red is Scott Robson. But look, on the outside goes Shaun Tacey round the entire field to pick it up and head the field away for the Coventry Bees, pursued by Craig Taylor. Coming through on the inside, his teammate Scott Robson. It is now Coventry 1 and 2. Oh, but look at that, tumbling off at the back. You just missed him there, is Craig Taylor. He's picking his machine up. The referee will let things go on. Shaun Tacey looking good out front in blue there. On the other side of the track, falling off though. But look at this in second place. Disappointment for Craig Taylor. But on goes in blue Shaun Tacey, and he's going to take the flag. It's a lap and a quarter to go, and this could be a 5-1 to Coventry.
Yeah, just look at Tacey go, Tony. We saw him, we spoke to him earlier, and he said that the season was going real well for him. Now he's got his machinery sorted out, but the rider in red there, Scott Robson's doing well to hold on to that second place. So at the moment, Coventry are on this 5-1 here.
Yes, and listen to the Coventry fans and the wheelie from Shaun Tacey. And it must have been his chap with Susie Perry that did it for him. In second place is Scott Robson. Third in white is Richard Jewell. That's 5 points to 1. And look at the celebrations for Shaun Tacey there. He certainly enjoyed that one. I'm sure Susie Perry will, and all the Coventry fans will, because they won by 5 points to 1. They now lead by 8 to 4, and from here was where it counted, Peter Collins.
That's right, here we go on the start. We can see the riders' dirt deflectors there. They blast off from the start, heading towards that first corner. The dust comes up, but we can see there, as they come out of that first corner there, Shaun Tacey's made an absolutely brilliant start. And of course, there, tucking in behind him is Scott Robson, his teammate for that second place. Round the outside, the yellow there, the local boy, Craig Taylor, down he goes, spins totally round at 360 and out of the race. And he did well to get up and get off the track, so the race didn't have to be stopped. You can see that again. Just a lot of enthusiasm on that outside, down in a cloud of dust and out of the race. But here's Shaun Tacey coming round to take that checkered flag, looking very quick, looking behind, thinking that there might be someone right behind him, but there's nobody there, Shaun.
Well, certainly a good ride by Shaun Tacey. He appreciated that, and the young man from East Anglia certainly celebrated. And the result of heat number 2, Shaun TACEY, the heat winner, 3 race points. Scott Robson, both of them from Coventry, 2 points in second place. Richard Jewell for Wolverhampton, third, 1 point. 5 points to 1, the heat score in favour of the Coventry Bees. And now 8-4 is the aggregate score in favour of home club Coventry Bees.
Congratulations to you. I had a chance at Peterborough to talk to your father, and he was saying that early on in the season you've been struggling, but that's the first time I've really seen you race at home. That doesn't look like a struggle to me. That looked very plain sailing.
Yeah, but I was having to do a lot of work to get the bike pick up and hook up. You know, the track's really slick, but it's the same for everybody. So, but that don't matter. So we'll get things sorted out for the next one.
I noticed you didn't really make the best of starts from gate 4, but you continued all the way around the first corner.
Yeah.
Did ALUN Rossiter's start kind of make you think that you might make it?
Yeah, I think so, because they're so slick. You know, if you can just keep your wheels in line as much as possible, which is what I try to do, and get it to hook up off the turn, get the speed coming. That's what I did, but everyone else was locking up on the first turn, and I got best of it.
How different are the conditions? I mean, you say it's slick, but how different are the conditions? You race here every week.
Well, yeah, the problem is the weather's been against us, so they've had to tyre pack the track really hard. And it's like concrete with a little bit of stones chucked on top, which makes it even worse. It's like having a worktop with a little bit of sand. So, but you know, we can work on that. It's always good to have a win in the first one.
Now let's talk tactics. Let's talk about something here. I want to see this wheelie here. Let's take a look at this wheelie you did. Walk me through this. Now we've seen Grand Prix, we've seen Superbikes, but this is quite impressive, I think. Walk us through this here. How do you do this on a speedway bike, 500 cc's, no brakes, no gears?
Well, you know, I was just happy to win, and you know, I hope the crowd like them a little bit, because I like doing them, and it's like I say, with the poor form at the start of the year, it makes a change to do some.
It's good to see. Sam, can you do that?
Sometimes I try. No, it's just really good that you took advantage of the track conditions. Are you going to make any changes to your bike now that you've been out there once?
Yeah, I'll try and make a few changes. Maybe just drop another gear to, you know, maybe let it hook up a little bit more. Because I've got gate 1 in the next one, so I need to make a good turn on that. But you know, we'll have another go.
All right, well done, Shaun TACEY. The Bees are definitely buzzing. Congratulations again. We'll see you in the next heats.
Because Richard Jewell is coming out here in place of the injured ALUN Rossiter, who we saw tumble out in the first race. Richard Jewell is riding in the yellow and black helmet colours in heat number 3, and certainly he's already had a ride, so he'd know the track, the 28-year-old Dane, and that will be quite important. The 2 riders in action for Coventry. In the red helmet colours, gate 3 there is Brian Anderson. On the inside is teammate and partner Andreas Johnson in blue, and Nicki Pedersen is the other rider in white for the Wolves. So there we have Johnson on the inside, Pedersen gate 2, Anderson gate 3, Jewell on the outside. Remember, Andreas Johnson only been at the track an hour, having flown in from Sweden. So it's going to be tight here. But what about Jewell replacing Rossiter, Peter?
Well, he's already had one ride, so that's going to be an advantage, this one. And we'll just see if he can make that outside start from that gate 4 position, Tony.
Well, away they go, and he does just that. He's round the outside, but picking it up is Nicki Pedersen, followed by Jewell. And this is good for the Wolves, because Pedersen away down that back straight in the white helmet colours. Ahead of in yellow and black, his teammate and partner Richard Jewell. What are the Bees doing here? Brian Anderson disappointing in 3rd place, and at the back, Andreas Johnson. This a shot.
Yes, there's Nicki Pedersen out in front. Last year he was riding at Newcastle in the lower division and had a very, very good year. Look at him in this race. He's just going so quick, so good. But there in the yellow, Richard Jewell trying very hard. Richard had a horrendous crash about 2-3 years ago. It's taken him a long time to get over that, but now he seems to be finding his form again, which is good news for him.
Look at Pedersen. He's stretching that lead with every turn of the wheel. In 2nd place is Richard Jewell, the Dane. In 3rd place in red, Brian Anderson, suffering from a shoulder problem. There's a lap and a half to go now with Nicki Pedersen down the back straight. Away he comes round there, and it's looking easy for the man in the white helmet colours. And there he picks it up. Good effort there by Nicki Pedersen. In 2nd place in red, though, coming through was Brian Anderson to grab that 2nd place. And 3rd in yellow and black was Richard Jewell, but a sterling ride in the end for Brian Anderson, but a great effort for the rider in white there to win that, Nicki Pedersen. A marvellous ride by him, and certainly there we are, Peter, again from the start was important.
Yeah, we can see the start there. He makes a great one. I mean, he's already a bike length up, 2 bikes length up when he gets to the first corner. Now, Brian Anderson in the red there gets blocked a little bit in the middle. Now, Brian's one of the main men here at Coventry, but he's riding with serious collarbone problems. He had a terrible one last year, which he never really got hold of. And this year he's got another collarbone injury, his other collarbone. So he's riding under protest, really, but he's trying his best.
Well, it was certainly disappointing there for Coventry. Wolves winning the heat by 4 points to 2 through that man, Nicki Pedersen, taking the checkered flag there. Just getting second place was Brian Anderson. And the 4-2 scoreline means a 10-8 margin at the moment in favour of the home team, Coventry Bees, with 3 heats gone. But that man there's in confident mood. That's Shaun, of course, who had a great ride first time out to win that reserves heat. There in the blue helmet colours is Shaun going back and keeping everybody else waiting. Already up at tapes his teammate and partner, Billy Hamill, the former world champion. This is his first ride back for the Coventry Bees. Peter Collins, he'd be a bit nervous, wouldn't he?
Well, he might be a bit rusty as well, Tony. I know he said earlier on that he was feeling a bit apprehensive about it, and he's got Shaun in there, who had such a good first ride as well. It's going to be difficult for Billy because, you know, being out of it for such a long while, he's going to be nervous, all right.
Well, on the outside too, another Grand Prix rider, Peter Carlsson, in the white helmet colours. Peter Carlsson, the elder of the 2 Carlsson brothers. Already we've seen Mikael, his brother. That's Peter Carlsson in white. In red next to him is Billy Hamill. On the inside is Shaun. That's the lineup. Next to him, Craig Taylor, the reserve for Wolves. Billy Hamill, the former world champion. Peter Carlsson, the Grand Prix rider from Sweden. He's on the outside. That's the lineup. The graphics show you the order. They're racing in from the inside. This, well, for many people would say this is Billy Hamill's race, but Shaun, his teammates in confident mood. Peter Carlsson in 4. Just but away they go from the tape to the battle joined on the outside between Hamill and Carlsson, who go wide, and down goes Peter Carlsson into the fence, and the referee will have to do something about this with his bike. He stopped the heat, the red flags are out, the red lights are on, and Peter Carlsson, who piled up against the fence, will wonder what happened there. Referee Ronnie Allen will have to decide who's the cause of the stoppage, and Peter Carlsson there. Let's see it again with Peter Collins.
Well, we can see the start here. I'm sure that all 4 riders should be back in this race because Carlsson's been on the tail end of that first bend bunch in there. You can see Billy Hamill's running quite wide and down he's gone. Now the referee is quite entitled to put all 4 riders back in with an incident like that, and I'm sure that's what's going to happen.
Well, that's exactly the decision of referee Ronnie Allen. Some might say that Billy Hamill may have taken his wheel. We can see it from the airship. What a view that is. And Peter, you still think the same?
Yes, I think so. I mean, all 4 riders were just about level going into that corner, and poor old Peter Carlsson on the outside basically had nowhere to go. He was pushed totally off the racing line, and down he went.
Well, thrills and spills are plenty here at the Brandon Stadium, and this is what Speedway's all about. This is what a local derby's all about. All 4 back in, and Peter Carlsson there straight away. Well, he's up and ready to go. On the inside in blue, Shaun. Next to him in yellow, Craig Taylor from Wolverhampton. Billy Hamill from Coventry is in gate 3, and Peter Carlsson on the outside from Wolves. It's Coventry, the home team, wearing the red and the blue helmet colours. The visitors from Wolves throughout the meeting wear the white and the yellow helmets. That's the lineup now at the starting tapes. This is heat number 4. It's Coventry in front by 10 points to 8 as we stand and go into heat number 4. Well, riders a little bit nervous, I think, here now. They don't want another pile-up. Here we are at the tapes. Coventry leading by 2 points. Ronnie Allen, the referee, holds them a moment. Up go the tapes, and getting it down well in red here is Billy Hamill to pick it up down the back straight. Carlsson goes wide and comes through in pursuit. Brilliant riding by the Wolves man, who now goes on the inside of Billy Hamill, chased by his compatriot Craig Taylor. But out front, the 2 Grand Prix men. Hamill is in front of Carlsson, back in 3rd. That is Shaun. Back at the rear is Craig Taylor, and now class is telling.
Yes, Billy Hamill's in front, but Peter Carlsson is really pursuing as quick as he can. He's trying, he's getting alongside Billy there. He's got such a lot of speed, has Peter Carlsson. As they rushed into the pit turn, he's changed line, he's tried the outside, back to the inside. He's trying all the tactics he knows to go past Billy Hamill.
That is brilliant by Carlsson. The Wolves fans are cheering. Hamill's got to come back. Hamill was taken wide. Carlsson picked it up, and the 29-year-old from Gulspang in Sweden on the last lap holds the advantage against Billy Hamill. And it's Carlsson from Wolves in front in the white helmet colours. It's Hamill in 2nd place in red. The other 2 are following with Shaun in blue. And right at the rear is Craig Taylor in yellow and black. But what a race between the Grand Prix rider from Sweden there, Peter Carlsson, and the former world champion, Billy Hamill. A marvellous win for Carlsson there. And the points are shared because Coventry finished 2nd and 3rd. It's 3 points apiece, but KARLSSON there deserving the win. Peter, again, it was important from here.
Yes, it was. Well, we see what happens from the start here now. HAMILL's made a much better start this time. He's in front of KARLSSON. KARLSSON's not being pushed off on the first turn, but already now HAMILL seems to be getting away, getting a lead. You see Shaun TACEY come into the picture, but KARLSSON is trying all the time. And there, he's gone outside, then inside, and come straight past Billy HAMILL to take that win. And that was a marvellous ride.
Well, I'm glad to say that Peter KARLSSON is here, fresh, still with his visor on. But Peter, what a great win, and what a time to do it. Beating the man who's come back to excite these fans in Billy HAMILL, but you beat him fair and square. Well done.
Yeah, thanks. It was a hard race, you know, and going into that first corner the first time, was no room left, you know, and I had to lay it down. Thanks the ref, I got back, you know, and I could do the race.
Well, I know Sam's dying to get in here. Go ahead, Sam.
Well, I noticed that at that first start, you had a clean start. Billy was lifting all the way to the corner. He got it down, had to push you out to kind of slow you down. Normal race conditions, we'd get away with that, but the track's very slick.
Very slick, yeah, and there's a lot of rolling gravel on top of the hard surface, and that makes it even worse, you know.
You did very well to line him up. I mean, you knew that you were faster than him, and I noticed that you were going up high into the corners and getting your wheels in line early.
I got my bike really good set up before the first race, and it was working fine, you know, and I could say
one of the sacrifices you did make is because of the maneuver you were making, you actually messed up your partner, Craig Taylor, but I know that you probably were growing some horns there, knowing after the first incident in that corner, you got to beat Billy fair and square.
Yeah, definitely, you know, there was nothing behind me, you know, I just was watching Billy and I wanted to beat him, you know.
Well, you kept the 3 points for you guys, good job.
Thanks.
Well, the riders are growing horns, but I'm sure it's not happening in the commentary. Well done again, and back to the commentators.
Yes, well, we're moving on now to heat number 5, and this is a local derby. It's as keen as it gets here because Brian Anderson is riding in the red helmet colours, Andres Johnson in blue. That's the Coventry pairing, Mikael KARLSSON plus reserve replacement. But after 4 heats, Coventry lead by 13 points to 11. I can tell you there have been 2 heats level and a heat advantage in either direction, so it could hardly be better. But here we have the lineup, and well, that just told me who the rider replacement is, so I don't know. Nicki Pedersen is the rider replacement in yellow and black on the inside now for Wolverhampton. In red next to him is Brian Anderson. Mikael KARLSSON for Wolves in the white helmet colours goes for grade 3. And Andres Johnson, who tailed in last in his first ride, is from the outside for Coventry. So there we are. That is the lineup. This is going to be important. I should explain the rider replacement regulation here for the absent George Stansall. It means that Wolverhampton are entitled to use a rider in place of him in each race, but only one of those riders may have a better average than he. Coventry leading by 13 points to 11. It's Pedersen on the inside for Wolves. In red, it's Brian Anderson, the captain of Coventry Bees. In gate 3 there, the white helmet colours, that's Mikael KARLSSON. And on the outside in blue is Andres Johnson. This is heat number 5. All gone. 2 points in advantage to Coventry. Away they go, and like lightning it is Johnson this time, and I think he's probably changed his gearing there, but pursued down the back straight and picking it up on the inside is Brian Anderson. It's Coventry 1 and 2, but this is a different Andres Johnson in this race.
Yes, what a start. I mean, he had a bad first ride, but now he makes a perfect start, and now he's leading his teammate there, Brian Anderson. Mikael KARLSSON, who won his first race, is struggling a bit now to come onto terms with him, but it seems to be all on for this one now for Wolverhampton as they're struggling at the back.
Yes, a ding-dong battle, but how form goes upside. A couple of laps have gone here, on to lap 3 now, with the man in front in the blue helmet colour, Andres Johnson of Coventry. In second place in red, it's Brian Anderson, the Coventry captain. Third in white is Mikael KARLSSON, who won his first race, as we move into the final lap with Nicki Pedersen, the rider replacement, at the back. This one a shade processional here, but there's no doubt about the quality of the man up front in this one. He must have changed something there to make a difference in quality, a difference in performance, and has time to look back as he takes the checkered flag in front of his teammate in red, Brian Anderson. The third place rider in white is Mikael KARLSSON. That's a 5-1 to Coventry, and that means that Coventry now lead by 18 points to 12. with 5 heats gone. They set an advantage. They could introduce a tactical Wolves now, but that man there, Andres Johnson, is quite happy with the checkered flag, and he did it again very well all the way, Peter.
Yeah, he did. You see him there off in the blue helmet on the outside. He actually jumped the start there. He seemed to move before the tape moved, but it worked for him perfectly. I mean, if he'd have touched that tape, he would have been excluded, but there he is, made the perfect start.
Well, the heat result there for you. And we know that run by the rider in blue, Andres Johnson. In second place, Brian Anderson. In white, Mikael KARLSSON. It's 5 points to 1 Coventry in that heat. It's 18-12 on aggregate as we see him take the checkered flag there. And in the studio, we've got more action and more people.
Well done, congratulations, and what a great start to the night.
Well, yeah, it's nice to get a 5-1 in, you know, it's so early in the meeting, so hopefully we'll head in the right direction right now. So.
Did you struggle a bit at the start there? Were you get pulled in a bit or something?
Yeah, I lifted a little bit too much, and I had to clutch it down, and well, luckily I got it down right in time.
Your team partner got a great start from gate 4 and got out and went clean gone. What was your job after that?
Well, you know, it's obviously, you know, you got the other heat leader behind you, and obviously what I'm looking for, if you saw me looking around all the time, it's obviously looking where Mikael KARLSSON would be, because he's very fast out there, and you're trying to keep him behind.
Let me take you back to the start. We can take a look at it here. Walk us through this. What's going on here right at the very start?
Well, actually, there was a bit of confusion. You know, he actually held the start a pretty long time, and actually lifted a little bit too much there, try and clutch it down, and made a good start there. But obviously, I saw Andreas coming from the outside, so you obviously go as fine as you can. I'm looking out there and see Mikael KARLSSON is on the outside, and what I'm going to try and do is obviously going up and close the door for him.
Let's take a look at it now again from the airship, and of course we can see a completely different angle here. How's it look from here, Ryan?
Well, it actually looks really good, you know. We both made a really good start. Andreas flew out of gate 4, and it's nice to see. Hopefully it's going to be a start of a good meeting for us.
I got to ask you, how are you physically? I know you've had all sorts of problems, but I tell you what, for a guy who's putting both his shoulders on both those handlebars very hard, you're looking pretty good.
Well, you know, I've got to say I'm struggling out there a little bit, but, you know, if I can make some good starts, I'll be all right.
All right, well, congratulations again. Right on, as it were. Let's go back to Coventry, team.
Stuart Robson is on the inside. Peter KARLSSON goes from gate 2 as it stands at the moment. Stuart Robson of Coventry, KARLSSON of Wolves. Greg Hancock of Coventry goes from gate 3. And on the outside in yellow and black is Richard Jewell. But as it stands at the moment, there is no tactical substitute. Wolves are holding off on that opportunity and will be racing this heat number 6 exactly as per the lineup.
Very fast in that first race. The way he passed Billy HAMILL was absolutely unbelievable. He was getting so much grip.
Well, slight adjustments there for Greg Hancock at the tapes of his goggles. Starting marshal starts to get impatient. He wants them up to tapes. This is heat 6. We have 15 heats in total in Elite League Speedway, and we've also got a golden helmet tonight, but that we'll tell you more about. This is heat 6. Nerve ends jangling slightly. There's smoke there. Marshal away, and up they go, and in the white helmet colours, Peter KARLSSON to the apex of the men. But look at the speed of the former world champion, Greg Hancock. Round the outside goes Hancock. KARLSSON's well, he's facing after him because over the inside there in blue, Stuart Robson has done the business. The battle is joined. No dispute about Hancock, but they're battling in second place now. Look at this man Hancock from the airship. We're looking down on him. The gods are shining on Greg Hancock here. The former world champion on his home track is looking fast and furious. Second place though, who's come through there? Stuart Robson has crept ahead, in fact, of Peter KARLSSON, and that's important for Coventry because this is going to stretch the lead, and Stuart Robson is going well for them, the 22-year-old. Lacks experience, but certainly doesn't lack ability. We're into the last lap, and this is going to be another 5-1 to Coventry as Greg Hancock out front leads his colleague Robson in blue. Back in white in third place is Peter KARLSSON, and the cheers echo round this Brandon Stadium for a second successive 5-1 to the Coventry Bees, which gives them a lead now by 23 points to 13, a 10-point lead. Celebrated there by Greg Hancock, and he knows the fans are backing him, and there's the Coventry pair that did it. Hancock and Stuart Robson have put their team almost in total command. Coventry lead by 5 points to 1 for that heat, 23-13 Ultra time is due to go from the inside of the white helmet colours, and here he comes, coming up late. Was a little bit of an error there in the starting lineup. He's from Wolves, of course. Billy Hamill from Coventry. The red helmet colours goes from gate 2. Gate 3, Alan Rossiter back in action after that catastrophe for him. He is the guest rider racing for Wolves, and on the outside, well, Scott Robson is there in the blue helmet colours. Scott Robson will have a lot to do in this heat, I feel. Alan Rossiter rode here in 1986 for Coventry. He knows the track. Away they go now. Has Roscoe got the confidence? He battles there, but on the inside in red, Billy Hamill picks it up. Rossiter in second place, goes down the outside in blue line abreast Scott Robson. Oh, down goes Robson. Down goes Rossiter for the second time tonight. And the referee will stop this one. They piled up at the back there. And Alan Rossiter has yet to complete a lap here tonight. A quarter of a lap, 2/3 of a lap, second time out. And Alan Rossiter is suffering again alongside Nicki Pedersen, who also took a tumble. Nicki Pedersen, sorry, it's Scott Robson, who also took the tumble along with Alan Rossiter. Action aplenty here, Peter.
Yeah, Alan's just got back on his feet again there. He seems to be trying the track in all directions. He's tested it on the pit turn, now he's tested it on the opposite end. He seemed to tangle actually with Scott Robson as they went down the back straight, and he seemed to lose control, the pair of them, by the time they got to the corner.
Well, Rossiter is excluded as the prime cause of the stoppage by referee Ronnie Allen. And that, of course, is what happens in Speedway. We can see it here with Peter Collins as they go down the back straight, and we can see the incident.
Yeah, there's Rossiter in the yellow helmet. He's in a sandwich. He doesn't know that Robson's on the outside of him. He catches his arm. Robson goes down, caused really by Rossiter's arm. Rossiter also goes down, and I think that was a fair decision from the referee, but that could have been very, very nasty. Now we can see this one again there. Rossiter in the yellow, in the middle. He's totally sandwiched. You can see him collide there. He doesn't know that Robson's on the outside. Down goes Robson, falling very, very heavily. Now Alan Roscoe goes down, slides off onto the track. Unfortunately, this time he was much quicker onto his feet, but again, he's disqualified.
Well, Alan Rossiter is on the track and with Susie Perry right now.
Yeah, thanks a lot. What on earth is going on? You don't seem to be able to get round there, do you, Alan?
Well, it's nothing to do with me that time. The guy just took me throttle out of my cable going down the back straight, and I just had nowhere to go, and I can't believe he's excluded me.
Let's have a walk over to the studio, you know. What do you think is going to happen right now, Alan?
Well, the referee ain't going to change his decision. It's pathetic. It wouldn't be so bad if I was in the wrong. I wouldn't mind so much.
So tell us exactly what happened, Alan.
I made a reasonable start, but then they moved in, and I moved out on the outside. One come around the outside, one come up the inside. One looked wide, he moved out even further, left me no more, and then there was another guy there, and then the next minute I know, the bike's just gone dead straight.
So you basically got squeezed in between two riders and had nowhere to go?
I had nowhere to go, like, you know, it's no...
The last time I spoke to you, you were nearly unconscious, and now all of a sudden we're here. Sam.
I can't believe it.
Oh, that was very unlucky, Alan. I mean, from my point of view as a racer, you really did have nowhere to go, and from the referees...
Billy moved out, and in fairness to Robert, he was coming around the outside.
I mean, walk it through us here. I mean, you can see you made a fairly decent start.
Fairly decent start. I got to the corner. Didn't, like, Robert went for the dirt outside there, but then the bike started pulling from the corner.
I mean, your teammate's on the inside of here. Obviously, you're aware of that. And you got squeezed out right there. I mean, it's pretty obvious, Alan. I mean, from what I've seen. I mean, but from your views, obviously the way you just explained it whenever Susie was talking to you, you basically ran out of room. And
I had nowhere to go. I mean, like, Billy moved out because he looked over his shoulder, and as he moved out, and then Robbo was coming through, and I just had no way. He tried to squeeze around the outside. Obviously, there's a gap there. Look at the arm there now. You watch.
Yep, that's it.
He's caught me throttle cable, and it's just sent me flying, you know, and how's that me to blame?
That's right. Well, he did a very good job of not going down much serious than that, but I mean, it was very unlucky. That's the way Speedway goes sometimes. Hey, keep it going, buddy, because we want to see you score some points.
Too right, keep it going, and that is exactly what Speedway is all about. A very unhappy young man, but you've seen it a million times before, haven't you?
Yeah, I mean, you're so much in the hands of the referee sometimes. I mean, sometimes you're fighting the weather. You know, we thought we were going to have that problem today, but today it's the referee. I mean, he's got to make a decision, and the rules are that if somebody causes a stoppage, you must exclude somebody. And poor Roscoe, he's a victim. He's going to have a go now, as you see him on the screen there. He's going to have a go and talk to the referee and see if he can persuade him to change his mind, but I don't think he will.
Well, I can assure you, he'd call him mum. He's going to be complaining probably to the officials. We'll try and get Susie in there. Yep, we got a mic in there. Go on, Susie. What's he on about down there?
Well, you know what? It's really frantic down here. I'm just going to find out. Alan's just calling up to see what's happening. Can we get a mic in there and have a listen, Alan?
Hello, Ronnie, it's Alan. Ronnie, how the hell can you exclude me for that, mate? I've just seen it on the telly. How can you work?
It's really not Roscoe's day today, is it? He's coming as a substitute, and it's just not happening for him at all. And the unfortunate thing is, of course, that the referee hardly ever changes their mind, and it sounds like nothing's happening here.
Throttle cable out of me, I think you could see it. It lifts me off the ground. Wow, that's a brilliant decision, Ronnie. Well done. Pathetic.
What did Ronnie actually say to you there?
He said we'll agree to disagree. He said you were the primary cause of the stoppage. He said you're not allowed normally to speak to. I'll only speak to. He said I'll give you an exception tonight. But I mean that's just crap. That is. I'm sorry.
So you're going to be racing again?
Possibly I will try.
Please try and stay on your bike.
Yeah, well, I mean that was nothing to do with me. The first one was mine, but that was just racing. That was even Sam just said in the studio there, like he'll tell you. I just had nowhere to go, and I mean, one squeezed me out wide, the other guys come from the outside, squeezed me. The next minute I'm going flying, and then the next minute I'm excluded.
It's very frustrating, isn't it, when you haven't got the decision in your own hands?
That's right, and I thought with the TV and everything, like I thought they would see it even more, but obviously he's seen a different race again.
Well, Roscoe, thanks ever so much for being a good sport on Sky here tonight and showing us what happens behind the scenes. Tony, what do you think?
Well, we all think he's unlucky, but you're lucky, Susie, aren't you? Alan Rossiter and Susie Perry, stars of the show, even if he hasn't got any points so far tonight. Just 3 in the rerun of heat number 7. Remember, Coventry lead by 10 points, 23-13. We're left with just 3 riders in this. Billy Hamill and Scott Robson. Billy in the red helmet colours, Scott Robson in the blue from Coventry. On the inside is Nicki Pedersen playing a lone furrow for Wolves, and it's not going their way, Peter Collins, is it?
No, it isn't. They're struggling a bit. Poor old Roscoe there. Perhaps it was a bit... he was hard done to.
Well, there we are. We've got any football viewers tonight watching us. You know what part of the world Mick Shannon comes from. Roscoe comes from the same area. Here at Coventry's Brandon Stadium in the heart of the Midlands. And there on the top left-hand corner of your screen, Coventry leading 23-13. And this, at the moment, a convincing home victory. These teams met before in a challenge match, won by Wolves, and Wolves drawn here. But here now, this is Coventry in front, and Billy Hamill in the red helmet colours are way down the back straight in this one, pursued by Nicki Pedersen, who limped. In third place is Scott Robson riding for the point. No doubt about the quality of Hamill out front. And again, this is going the way of Coventry Bees.
Yes, it is. Nicki Pedersen's really trying hard, but Scott Robson in the blues really having to go here. But now you can see he's gone past Billy Hamill as they enter the bottom bend there.
Look at that from Nicki Pedersen. He knows what he's doing. This may be his first year at senior racing, but a little coming together there, very reminiscent, of course, of that incident a few moments ago in Roscoe. But Pedersen goes again. We've got some racing on our hands here. That is true brilliance from the 22-year-old from Middelburg in Denmark. He's going brilliantly here for Wolves. He had no senior league meetings prior to this season, but look at this for a visiting rider for Nicki Pedersen. Look at the performance there, going past the former world champion to take the heat and keep Wolves in this with the wheelie. A brilliant effort by the rider in white, Nicki Pedersen, ahead of Billy Hamill. Back in third place was Scott Robson. An unlikely share of the points at 3 apiece there for the Wolverhampton Wolves. But Nicki Pedersen, the winner, with what style, Peter Collins?
Oh, what a ride there from Nicki Pedersen. We can see here on the start, Billy Hamill makes an absolute beauty there in the red helmet. As they enter the first turn, again, we can see that there. Billy in the red snake, he lifts on the start. He's absolutely clear when he gets to the first corner. Now, Pedersen there is like a praying mantis there around the inside. Now, he's trying on the inside here all the time. He gets a lot of grip there, stands on the back wheel, did very well to recover that. But we can see what he does here. He tries the big run around the outside. Now he cuts back towards the inside. Now he draws almost level. Now I thought that he was going to pass Hamill here, but Hamill pulled across the front of him. Now he made him run wide. Now as he got down the back straight there, Pedersen had sold Hamill the dummy and did the big blast round the outside. Hamill thought he was coming inside, and there he went for those 3 points. And that was a brilliant rider for the Wolverhampton rider there.
Well, certainly he's kept his team in with a chance here, because had that gone 5-1 the way of the Coventry Bees, well, it would have been very little to race for. But they are still back in this. There is a 10-point deficit, and Jonathan Green has something to tell us.
I certainly do, Tom.
Yeah.
Walk us through that, because I don't think anybody's expecting the way you blasted through past Billy there.
I mean, I didn't think I was passing around him, but I could feel it that when there was a rerun, I could feel I was faster than he was on the back straight. And I said to my mechanic, I don't want to pass him inside because it's dangerous, but I can knock him off. So I tried to went out to the fence and tried to pass him, but I could see he went a bit out, so I touched him with the finish line. But I mean, that speedway, that's good for the crowd, and I could feel I got much power in the engine, so I passed him, and that's brilliant.
You've done really well there, Nicki, to take advantage of that. How did you feel at the start when he got a good start on you?
Yeah, but I couldn't really start, and I said to my mechanic, I can't make the gate from gate 1 because it's so slick from gate 1. And
after 2 laps, it took you a little bit of time to settle down. But did you? I mean, I know that he was kind of in your way. You were kind of bumping him a couple times.
Yeah, that's the thing. Especially for us young riders, we would like to pass them on the first lap. So sometimes we got to thinking a bit and then wait. And I know I have had some crashes with that because I would try to pass them at the first lap. But if you can feel you have an engine there faster, you got to wait a bit because you will pass them if you're better than he is.
A bit of maturity coming out of Nicki Pedersen.
Yeah.
There you go, buddy. Keep it up.
Thanks a lot.
This is exactly what we want to see. Everybody's been talking about you. You've been the talk of the town, certainly in the Elite League. Is that the sort of confidence you need, though, when you're passing people like Hancock and HAMILL on a regular basis?
Yeah, especially on the home track. I have not thinking I could pass him, but I could actually. I was feeling very well on the track, and the upset on the bike that seems to work.
Are you going to go back in there now and keep the boys going, or what are you going to be doing?
Yeah, I'm going to try to make some good speedway for the crowd, definitely.
Good luck.
Well done again, and well done to you. Well done to Nicki Pedersen. The Wolves are still howling. Let's go to our commentary team.
Well, we're back for Heat 8, and I can tell you the Wolves have brought in Mikael KARLSSON. He's riding as a tactical substitute, and I think in yellow and black it's Richard Jewell who's come in. It should be Craig Taylor, but we're having a look across there. They have pulled a stroke here, and it looks to me as if we have a double tactical substitution here from the Wolverhampton Wolves. There is Richard Jewell on the inside. Shaun TACEY for Coventry goes from gate 2. It's Mikael KARLSSON from gate 3 as a tactical substitute. Stuart Robson from the outside, and away we go. Can the Wolves pull this here? Because it's going to be absolutely vital against something. But look at that, he's struggling, it's KARLSSON. But look at Richard Jewell in yellow coming through on the inside of Shaun TACEY. The battle is joined. It wasn't expected at that end. KARLSSON is through into third. Wolves will pull something back here. Mikael KARLSSON could pull through in front of Shaun TACEY. Oh, TACEY back wheel catches Jewell, and down goes Jewell, and our referee once again will have to intervene, and we'll have to see what his decision here is, because I thought the back wheel of Shaun TACEY there cocked, and it looks as if it is. The referee, Ronnie Allen, has excluded that man, Shaun TACEY, and this is going to open the door for the Wolves. Is that the right decision, Peter Collins?
Yes, it is, Tony. There, Shaun TACEY really ran right into the side of Richard Jewell. He drew alongside him and ran him straight into the kickboard, really, and that was very unfair racing. But I'm a bit concerned about Richard Jewell, really, because, like I said earlier, 2 or 3 years ago, he had a horrendous crash where he broke his jaw, fractured skull, all kinds of breaks, but fortunately, it looks as though he's up on his feet. Now we can see what happened here. Jewell's leading the race, but he gets a little bit too much grip going into the corner there, runs very wide. Now he goes absolutely sideways, loses a lot of ground, and that gives the chance there for TACEY to dive in the inside and push him straight into the fence.
Well, he pushed him into the fence, but he's up, and the excluded rider is with Jonathan Green in our studio.
Yeah, thanks, Tony. Yeah, it's exactly what can happen in Speedway. 1 minute you're up at the top, the next minute you're excluded. Shaun, what happened?
It's a hard league. I was riding him hard. I don't disagree with that, but I was looking at that. He had loads of room. He rode me hard. I rode him hard.
So in your mind, it's pretty much a fair incident, a racing incident, yeah?
I mean, watch this here. Fair enough. I did take him out. He made a big mistake there. I drifted across on the slick, and yeah, fair dues. I hit him hard, but he still had plenty of room. I didn't shut the door fully.
Surely you could argue that you couldn't see it from that angle. Well, you were just doing your ride, yeah?
Well, look how far in front I was.
I think it comes down to, though, that the track conditions probably don't help you at all. When you slip off that lane, I mean, you're looking for a little bit more grip sometimes when you make a move like that.
Sure, I was aquaplaning big time, but, you know, one of those things.
That's racing.
Yeah, just cost points, though.
Physically, you're okay, though? No problems?
No, I'm fine, mate. I'm fine.
Well, you've had one win. You've been off again. I'm sure you'll be back in the wars again. Thanks for talking to us.
Yeah, cheers, mate.
All right, Shaun, TACEY there. Let's find out what's going on now with our commentary team. Once again, Peter Collins and TACEY.
16. This is heat number 8. Up go the tapes and a flyer there, but KARLSSON is going to take his man wide, surely, and allow Joel through, but not nipping through. It's Stuart Robson to the cheers of the Coventry fans, but KARLSSON comes back with true speed down the outside, goes wide, picks up the grip, and extends his lead with one lap gone by some 10 metres in a space of about 50.
Yeah, that was a brilliant ride there from KARLSSON. That just shows his world class. He just shot there straight past Stuart Robson like he was standing still on that first lap, Tony.
And he's going to hold that lead, and I wonder if Stuart Robson can come under some pressure from the unfortunate Richard Jewell at the back, but it seems to me that Jewell is going to trail them home now, because Mikael KARLSSON is looking fast, looking furious, and looking set for his second heat victory of the night as he leads down this straight with one lap to go, pursued by Stuart Robson of Coventry. It's going to be a heat advantage to the visitors if it stays like this, and that of course would be only their second heat advantage of the night. They gained a heat advantage in heat 3, but here he goes. Mikael KARLSSON in white wins this one. Second in red is Stuart Robson. Third in yellow and black is Richard Jewell. That's a 4-2 advantage for the visitors. It closes the gap to just 8 points, because now with that scoreline it's 28 to Coventry, it's 20 to Wolves, and celebrations for Mikael KARLSSON, and the tactical substitute from their team manager Peter Adams has really told, as you see here.
Well, we can see this one there, rider in red, Stuart Robson makes a good start. He chops under the inside here of KARLSSON. KARLSSON went too wide. KARLSSON led that going into the corner, but down the back straight, KARLSSON's got the run. Mikael runs straight round the outside there, so Mikael KARLSSON has taken that lead of a great first corner, runs down that back straight there to take those 3 points, and brilliant ride from him, absolutely showing his class right from that first corner, Tony.
Well, he showed his class, and it's closed the gap now to just 8 points. It's 28 points to Coventry. It's 20 to Wolves. And Mikael KARLSSON, who rides, of course, we've seen him already in the Grand Prix last Saturday on Sky Sports, and the captain of the Wolves is going to have an influence certainly on this meeting. I've got a feeling, Peter, all is not done as things...
In a minute, but it's a tough fight out there tonight, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. It's as I said before, it's the track is really slick, and we have to fight for the lines on the track to get a good outside line where there's a little bit of dirt, and you know, it's really tough.
How confident did you feel going into that last race without the rider that was excluded? I noticed that out of the start, you didn't really do any team riding to push the guy up and slow down for Richard Jewell. You just kind of had to do your own race. You got yourself in a position where you had to race for it.
Yeah, I'm not feeling confident enough to do team riding right now, because my bike feels a bit, it ain't 100%, so I got to think of my own points, and I mean, it's better for me to win the race than to make a mess of it and maybe have a 5-1 in the back.
Let me take you back to the start. We can see it here on our monitor. Show us, tell us exactly how you started out here. You already explained it earlier, but we can see it now. So walk us through it.
Well, we're all dropping the clutch at the same time, but I managed to get the drive, and I'm taking him out a bit, and I go out to the dirt myself. But I lose a bit of grip coming off the turn, and he picks a good line, and he's got me down the straight, but lucky for me, I got the speed. So, on that...
Well, congratulations again, you've kept him in it. It's a heck of a meet, it really is what Speedway's all about. I know you've got to go and prepare for your next time. Well done again, and best of luck in the rest of the evening. Let's go back to Tony Millard and Peter Collins.
Well, the question must be asked, can brother Peter produce the same stuff in heat number 9? Because he is wearing the white helmet colours, and he is going from the inside. Remember, throughout the meetings in Elite League Speedway, the home team wears the red and the blue helmet colours, the visitors wear the white and the yellow and black. The visitors from Wolverhampton have Peter KARLSSON on the inside. Andreas Johnson from Coventry goes in gate 2. It's Craig Taylor who swapped reserve positions with Richard Jewell, and he's now going in this heat in gate 3. And Brian Anderson, the Coventry captain from Denmark, is on the outside. That's the lineup now for this heat number 9, with Coventry leading by 28 points to 20, and the crowd certainly enjoying this stirring first Elite League meeting of the season here. It's a local derby with a vengeance, and what action we're having. Heat 9 just about to start. The starting marshal is getting fussy. Brian Anderson is getting fussy there in gate number 4. He pulls back. We don't have the same rules here as we have in the Grand Prix. Tony McCarlsson excluded last Saturday in British League action. Well, it's slightly different. Our Scottish referee, Ronnie Allen, is patient, although Alan Rossiter may not agree. Here we are for heat number 9. Tapes go up, but look at the rearing, bucking machine of Andreas Johnson when he gets it down and holds it there into the first bit. It's Coventry 1 and 2, and the task is on for Peter KARLSSON because somehow Johnson kept it down, and round the outside goes Brian Anderson. Good team riding by Johnson because he held off the challenge there of Peter KARLSSON to allow space for Anderson down the outside, and this Peter Collins looks like a 5-1 to Coventry.
Yes, Tony, this is what team riding's all about. I mean, we can see Brian Anderson, he's riding the wide line, he's looking across at his mate there, Andreas Johnson. Johnson had made that start, he looked for his mate there, he let Anderson come around the outside. Now they're getting closer together, they're covering, one's covering the outside, the other's covering the inside, and Peter KARLSSON basically has got no answer to this whatsoever. These two boys are just looking around, taking the time.
Into the last lap, but they take their time and they lead by 5 points to 1 if they hold it like this. And with 9 heats gone, well, it's going to be mighty difficult for the Wolves to come back with that. But the cheers of the Coventry Bees fans greet a performance by their two here with a narrow victory for Brian Anderson from his teammate Andreas Johnson. In third place in white was Peter KARLSSON, and that's a 5-1 to Coventry, which means they now lead by 33 points to 21. Brian Anderson's hand shaken by his teammate Andreas Johnson, and that a fine performance, and probably now heat number 9 is the one that has thrown the meeting the way of the Coventry Bees.
Yeah, see Andreas Johnson there, he's on the back wheel, he's dropped that clutch, the bike stood up vertical, but he's still got the speed to get to the corner first. Now immediately you can see him looking across for Brian Anderson on the outside, he knows he's there, he knows Peter KARLSSON's on the inside. Head's on a swivel, I'm sure he's looking one way and then the other, and what a fantastic team race.
Well, that's how it stayed. Over to Jonathan in the studio.
Yeah, the man that's just coming in here, another fantastic race by him. I know you're taking your helmet off, but walk us through that one. Tony was just saying that's probably the crucial one that's giving you the lead you need.
Well, I didn't really make the best of start from 4, but all due to respect for my teammate, he looked out at the right time and got me around on the outside, so all credit to him.
Yeah, that's perfect team racing. That was a perfect picture start from Andreas. He waited in the first corner. He had a good look over his shoulder. You spotted him. You kind of knew that you had your free lane down the back straightaway.
Well, we sort of really going into the race. We actually talked about it. Gate 2 is very, very good out there. So I knew that Andreas was going to make the start. So just said, you know, have a look on the first corner. I'll be there. And it was like that.
As a captain, you got to set these examples. I mean, it must be really nice to see a young, talented rider like Andreas work those kind of good moves.
Well, you know, he's obviously very inexperienced. You know, he's very young, but obviously he learns from things like that from us older guys, as we can say. And it's nice that he does listen. And well, what can we say? You know, we got points out of it.
This is always going to be a big matchup. Local rivals. At this point in the stage, do you think you've got it won at this stage?
Well, you can never say that with Wolverhampton, you know. I'm pretty sure the riders they got, you know, are capable of maybe pulling back and make it really exciting for the last couple of races.
All right, well done to you again, Brian Anderson. Another victory for him.
But it's is that man, Alan Rossiter, in 2 rides so far as guest for Wolverhampton, has yet to complete a lap. Stuart Robson from Coventry goes in gate 2. Nicki PEDERSEN with 2 heat victories to his name in flying style tonight goes from gate 3. And Greg Hancock, the former world champion, is on the outside. Wolves will desperately want to close the gap. Greg Hancock and Stuart Robson will desperately want to extend it and assure the home team a victory in their first Elite League meeting. There's a lot riding on this heat number 10 as the referee gets the riders to settle. Starting line moves away. Up go the tapes, and there goes that lightning man PEDERSEN, and his teammate is on the inside with him. It's Wolves 1 and 2, but look on the outside at Greg Hancock going round the field as if they're not there. We've lost at the back Stuart Robson, who's tailed off, but now Hancock is picking it up, and what a brilliant ride by the Californian.
Yes, Hancock went round the outside of Nicki PEDERSEN down there at the bottom end. The track is quite greasy and slippery on the inside. There's no dirt down there. Greg Hancock used the dirt that was pushed onto the outside just to get enough speed to go down the outside and past PEDERSEN.
While the 29-year-old Greg Hancock is showing his style, his teammate is nowhere as he looks round. He's half a lap behind, but Hancock's going to win this. It's going to be a share of the points, and it'll still be a 12-point advantage with a lap to go. Hancock leads Pedersen. Back in third place is ALUN ROSSITER, who must be getting worn out having completed so much action in this heat compared with what he's suffered before. The unlucky lad on loan from Oxford is going to finish third and get his first point of the night. But victory here for Greg Hancock with the wheelie ahead of Pedersen in white. Rossiter looks back to see who's with him. The points are shared at 3 points apiece from that heat. It means that Coventry now lead by 36 points to 24. Greg Hancock is the race winner, his second heat victory of the night. He did it in style on that, round the outside. He struggled from the start with Peter Collins.
Yeah, he didn't make the start. We can see there he's on the outside. It's very difficult from the outside. We can see Pedersen in the white helmet. He's made a beautiful start there. Now you can see he's absolutely sideways. They're all sideways there. Stuart Robson slides down, but fortunately gets back onto the bike. See this again at the start. Yellow, Rossiter goes from the start on the inside, but there, it's so clear there to see Nicki Pedersen accelerate into the corner in the lead, absolutely sideways with Greg Hancock, but Greg Hancock's just stalking him all the way.
Well, struggle there, but that man, Greg Hancock, certainly looked pretty impressive. And Greg Hancock saluting the crowd there, and we'll see what he has to say with Jonathan Green.
Yeah, cheers, Tony. He did it in the Grand Prix, and he's doing it here tonight. Billy couldn't do anything with Pedersen. You had no problem.
Well, I didn't make a very good start, but I got a good setup working right now, and he left me just enough room to get by, and I took advantage of it.
Tell us about that start, because you were way sideways going through that first bend, weren't you?
Oh, totally. I just spun up right from word go, and it didn't do what I expected it to do, but made a half-decent first corner and was able to get myself around, and there I was.
Well, let's take a look at it. Yeah, as you just said, let's take a look at the start again now. And Greg, walk us through this, because as you just mentioned, it was a tough start for you.
It was, yeah. I didn't make as good a start as I'd hoped for. I can see I'm a little bit behind there going in, but I tried to let it run through the corner a little to see how much room he was going to give me, and he left it, but I was stuck out there in the loose, dry stuff and couldn't make any ground, but he left me just enough room there as we got down the back straight, and I kept my speed up going into the next corner.
Obviously, you've done this yourself already in this meet, but that's what happens, doesn't it?
That's right. Things happen, and you know, you got to capitalize on whatever you can.
How did we had a little bit of drizzle on that break? Did that help you at all when you were on the very outside of him?
You know what? The drizzle, it was starting to spot on my goggles and stuff, and I could see it, but I don't think it's quite enough yet just to make too much difference, but definitely something to keep in mind.
How important was that win to you?
Very important. It's right now, I think we got a decent lead, but as everybody knows and you know, it's the away team can make a comeback, especially like Wolves.
Well done to Greg Hancock again. I know you've got to get prepared, get your bike prepared for the next heat. Off you go, and let's go back now for the next heat with our commentators.
And I just wonder whether we can have some drama as we look down from the airship on the delights of the Brandon Stadium, because Wolves are producing a tactical substitution, and it means the brothers KARLSSON will be out in respectively white and yellow and black. Mikael KARLSSON in white and Peter KARLSSON in yellow, and these marvellous shots from the Goodyear blimp look down on us here now from Coventry. The Goodyear lightship flashing its lights. Look, they're waving at us. Heat number 11. Billy HAMILL in the red helmet colours from Coventry will go from the inside. In yellow is Peter KARLSSON, who comes in as a tactical substitute. This is heat 11. Scott Robson from Coventry in blue. Mikael KARLSSON on the outside in white. Peter KARLSSON, a tactical substitute here as Coventry try to buzz. Wolves try to pull it back. It's Coventry in front at the moment by 36 points to 24, and there are 5 heats remaining from here. This is heat number 11. This and 4 more. This is heat 11. British League action, Elite League action is now a 15-heat format. Heat 15 is over 6 laps. And in heat 15, we have to have 2 of the 3 highest scorers in the team. It's selected riders competing, but they must choose 2 of their 3 highest scorers. This, though, is a normal heat. 4 laps, clutch start. Billy HAMILL and Scott Robson in red and blue, respectively, for Coventry. Mikael KARLSSON and Peter KARLSSON in white and yellow helmet colours for the visitors from Wolves. Could the Wolves close the gap here? We'll have to wait and see. The motors roar. Up go the tapes and away they go. The brothers KARLSSON, but on the inside, holding it up is Billy HAMILL. KARLSSON either side of him. On the outside, Peter KARLSSON goes by in yellow. Can Mikael close the gap in white? In pursuit of him is Billy HAMILL, but look at Peter KARLSSON on the outside, and through into second place goes Mikael KARLSSON now. It's KARLSSON's 1 and 2, Wolves 1 and 2, and they close the gap with this one.
This is a brilliant one for the KARLSSON brothers and Wolverhampton there. Peter's way out in front. It's certainly not over yet, by all means. Wolverhampton are back in here now with the KARLSSON brothers.
And look, fading out and wide leftist Billy Hamill is out of this one with engine failure. They say it's not over till the fat lady sings, and she could be singing here for Wolves tonight with a lap to go. In yellow is Peter KARLSSON. The tactical substitution for manager Peter Adams has paid off with a vengeance, and this is going to be a 5-1 to Wolves. The gap will be closed. They will be delighted, but the KARLSSON brothers have done this. In yellow in first place is Peter. In white in second place is Mikael. Third in blue is ROBSON on that finish, with Billy Hamill nowhere. It's 5 points to 1 in favour of Wolves. It's now Coventry 37, Wolverhampton 29. The gap has closed. There are 4 heats to go, and we know what is happening here. It's Speedway at its best in the West Midlands.
Here we go on the start again. There's Peter KARLSSON in the yellow. He makes a perfect start. Now Mikael there, he's third. He's third at this point. Billy Hamill's blocking him round the inside. Now Billy just doesn't look particularly as sharp as normal. Perhaps it's because he's a little bit rusty. Like we said, this is his first match here at Coventry this season. But there we go, Mikael KARLSSON. He's leading this race. Now Peter is trying very, very hard. He's cutting inside here. He goes right under Billy Hamill down the pits turn, straight into second place there to join his brother Peter.
Well, the action thick and fast, and it's celebrations times for the KARLSSONs here. And let's go 37-29. It's an 8-point margin, all to race for, and there's more action in our studio.
Yeah, they ain't heavy, they're just brothers. It's the brothers KARLSSON. What an effort by both of them. But what a race.
Yeah, it was really interesting there for a while. I missed the gate from gate 4, which is a bad gate today, and I went wide on that second turn, and I got some drive, and I cut back and came underneath Billy.
So what did you reckon?
Did you feel that? I mean, Billy seemed like he was slowing down a little bit, but do you think he was slowing down, or did you pass him fair and square?
Well, I saw him stop later on, but I think
during
it's
the
hard
race,
to say.
yeah,
it's hard
it is.
to say.
Peter, you made a great start there. I mean, you were just gone out of that one. You stamped your authority in that race and left it up to your brother to do all the work.
Yeah, we kind of, our plan was for me to clamp Billy on the white line, you know, but I couldn't quite get him down there, so Mikael could come around me. I had to go wide on the second corner, and Mikael had to come behind instead.
Yeah, Billy was really reaching for you, and I think that probably played into Michael's hands.
Yeah. Well, KARLSSON brothers have done it. I mean, we've been saying that Wolves have been, that Coventry have been dominating, but can you guys do it?
Well, I think we can now. I mean, it feels good before heat 13 when we're going to race against Billy and Greg.
All right, best of luck to both of you. The KARLSSON brothers doing exactly what they need to in Speedway. And we're on to the next heat. Well done, boys.
So there's the lineup across the top of your screen. Anderson of Coventry is on the inside. Richard Jewell from Wolves goes from gate 2. It's Shaun TACEY from Coventry, gate 3. And on the outside, Nicki PEDERSEN. Remember, there are 3 heats to go. But this race now, well, we thought that heat 9 was going to be a vital one. Heat 10 was going to be vital. Heat 11 may have proved it. But heat 12 now, this Peter Collins is important too.
It is, and there's Pedersen on the outside. He's so light, actually. He's probably only about 9 stone. He's pulling probably a very high gear on the bike to get all that grip on the slick surface, and you know, he's got it weighed up. So we're going to see if he can put Wolverhampton back in the picture in this one.
Well, there we are. Look at the action there. Smoke signals going out from Brian Anderson. The Indians are coming. Coventry 37, Wolverhampton 29, the West Midlands Derby, the start of the British Elite League, the start of televised league speedway in England, and look what we're going to see now. This is heat number 12. Starting marshal walks away. Oh, a jump the tapes there. I wonder there about referee Ronnie Allen. He stopped that because that start was improper, and a real jump on the tapes to Shaun TACEY. I don't think we're going to get any exclusion, but certainly there was some advantage there. Unsatisfactory start is ruled by the referee. He will put all 4 riders back in and hope the next one's more satisfactory for you. Reasons for both teams. Remember, the Coventry riders, they're the home riders here tonight. They wear the red and the blue helmet colours in this heat worn by Brian Anderson and Shaun TACEY. For Coventry, for Wolverhampton rather, they wear the white and the yellow and black. It's Nicki PEDERSEN in white and Richard Jewell in yellow. Last one coming up to tapes now. Nicki PEDERSEN on the outside, trying to get rid of the condensation under his collars. There's Shaun TACEY, the man who caused the problem with the anticipating the start, we must say. Here is the restart. Up go the tapes that he was caught there, because on the inside in red there is Brian Anderson, but look at the speed on the outside from Nicki Pedersen. Pedersen is joined. Oh, he's got fantastic speed as he goes into that top end, but sadly for him, his teammate in yellow, Richard Jules, at the back, and the Coventry pair is splitting them. But Nicki Pedersen is out front. The challenge on him from Brian Anderson on the inside. Pedersen using the grip, Anderson using the short way round. In blue in third place is Shaun. At the back in yellow and black is Richard Jules, but the action is joined as the contest out front.
Yeah, Nicki Pedersen and Brian Anderson, they're both top Danish riders, and they know each other very well, but if you look at them both, they're not very heavy, either of them. They're both really getting so much grip on that slick track. You know, they've probably got very, very high gears on, and they're able to pull that and get extra grip, pulling them round the turns. Now we start the last lap there. It looks as though Anderson isn't going to catch Pedersen.
I don't think he will. Nicki Pedersen is going to win this for Wolves, and Nicki Pedersen is going to enjoy his third heat victory of the night. In white, it's Nicki Pedersen for Wolves. Second place in red is Brian Anderson. Third in blue. The Coventry pair going in second and third. The points for the heat are shared. It's Coventry 3, Wolves 3, and now moves on. 40 points to Coventry, 32 points to Wolves with just 3 heats to go. We can see it again from the start here, and well, the jump there, this time on the inside from Brian Anderson, but he didn't win it for him.
No, he didn't. Brian didn't quite make that start. We know he's suffering with those collarbones. He's riding quite stiffly on the bike, but Pedersen there, he's got it all sewn up. He made the perfect start. He rode the perfect race, rode the best lines. He's getting so much grip where he's riding. It's difficult to pick that grip up, but he's doing it absolutely perfectly.
Well, he's certainly enjoying it, and Brian Anderson's not having a bad night for Coventry. He finished second there. That's his second place of the night, and 1 heat victory, and certainly he's looking impressive. Shaun TACEY too has kept us on the go here. We're moving on now to heat number 13, and this is going to be interesting because the American pairing of 2 former 13 on the inside, Mikael KARLSSON for Wolves, Greg Hancock of Coventry, gate 2, Peter KARLSSON of Wolves in gate 3, Billy HAMILL of Coventry on the outside, 2 Americans for Coventry, 2 Swedes for Wolverhampton. This is effectively, it may be this side of the Atlantic in a neutral country, but this is America against Sweden. This is Coventry against Wolverhampton. And this heat now is going to probably decide the meeting. Nerve end jangling, they're letting the wheels spin, getting set. Red there is Greg Hancock moving up to tapes. Coming up into second, there's the man in white. That's Mikael KARLSSON, the Wolves captain. This is heat number 13. Away they go, and it's on the red helmet colours. It's Greg Hancock picking up on the apex of the bend. Billy HAMILL goes wide. The KARLSSON brothers come through. First of them is Peter KARLSSON, but now coming down the back straight in fine form is Billy HAMILL, but hugging the inside now is Mikael KARLSSON. Out front in red is Greg Hancock. This will take it Coventry's way, ahead of Mikael KARLSSON in second place, Billy HAMILL in third, Peter KARLSSON, I beg your pardon, in second place, and at the back, well, the struggle is on, but this is going Coventry's way, Peter.
Yeah, now all 4 riders are all world-class Grand Prix riders, and we can see here that Greg Hancock's got the upper hand in this one. He made a perfect start there, but Peter KARLSSON's trying real hard. Billy HAMILL's in third place as well, so it looks as though the way things are going, this will be a 4-2 for Coventry, but as we can see, Peter KARLSSON is trying very, very hard here to catch up with Greg Hancock.
Yes, Peter KARLSSON is battling. Hancock's in front. HAMILL is third now in blue. The battle is joined in white at the back. Disappointment for Mikael KARLSSON, but the Coventry fans cheer as Greg Hancock takes the checkered flag ahead of Peter KARLSSON. In third place is Billy HAMILL. That is 4 points to 2 in favour of Coventry. It now means that they lead by 44 points to 34. And for my money, the meeting virtually decided here by the efforts of Greg Hancock and his American colleague Billy HAMILL in obtaining the heat advantage. There are great effort. First place goes to Greg Hancock, second place to Peter KARLSSON, third to Billy HAMILL, fourth place to Mikael KARLSSON. A 4-2 heat advantage in heat 13 for Coventry. 44-34, they lead. Peter, from here, it was tight.
Yeah, this is where it really counts. Hancock's made a brilliant start, looks straight across for his mate Billy HAMILL. He realises that he's got one of the KARLSSON brothers there, Peter, in a sandwich. Billy's been pushed very, very wide. Greg's looking back for him, realises that it's a one-horse race this. Greg's got to pull away, and he's got to go into this lead for those 3 points, and he's going to let Billy have to sort himself out.
First Hancock,
But we can see here that Hancock's riding a great line. He's got everywhere covered. Looks behind him there. He looks straight back at Peter KARLSSON, who's there. Billy Hamill's also really pushing it as fast as he can, but really not enough speed there. And what a ride there for Greg Hancock.
Well, celebrations for the Coventry riders, and Susie Perry is in the pits. 3. The red helmet colours, Andreas Johnson on the outside. Nicki Pedersen is the tactical substitute for Wolves here, and in his form, well, if I'd have been them, I'd have put him 15 metres back and gone for double points. I wonder if that occurred to Peter Adams. Well, it's not going to happen, and this is heat 14. The heads look down. The Sonic Marshal walks away, and up go the tapes, and away with a vengeance. Alan Rossiter, can he hold it? Alan Rossiter will take the lead coming out of that bend, and the guest for Wolves is in front, and glory time at last for the troubled Alan Rossiter this evening. The battle in second place, but now it's Wolves 1 and 2, because in second place there is Nicki Pedersen, the tactical substitute. Alan Rossiter out front ahead of Pedersen. Back in third place, Andreas Johnson. At the rear in blue, it's Scott Robson, and this will be a 5-1 to Wolves. And this, well, one has to look and wonder what might have happened had they tried to use the double tactical, or rather the golden tactical, because this is paying off with a vengeance. This is going to be the second 5-1 of the night in favour of the Wolves. The KARLSSON brothers did the other one. With a lap to go, Peter, they're going well.
Yeah, they are now. Alan Rossiter saved his best till the last here, but rider in red, Andreas Johnson's coming round the outside of Pedersen. Pedersen shuts the door there. He's covering Alan Rossiter. Alan's riding very, very well to stay ahead of these boys. Remember, he's not been out very much because he's had those 2 crashes. And what a rim from Rossiter there.
Alan Rossiter celebrates. It hasn't gone well for him tonight, but a win against his old club. Alan Rossiter winning that in the white helmet colours. His teammate in second place in yellow was Nicki Pedersen. Third in red was Andreas Johnson. Fourth in blue was Scott Robson. And you can see that happiness for Alan Rossiter is heat 14.
Yeah, Roscoe's face is beaming there. He's got an ear-to-ear grin after that one. But we can see he made the perfect start. He rides the inside into the first turn there. He's got the inside covered. We can see there Andreas Johnson on the outside, almost got in the thick of things, but of course Nicki Pedersen's on the outside, and they both squeeze in there right ahead there of Andreas Johnson. You can see there Pedersen's riding the inside now. He's covering Rossiter. Rossiter pulled a big locker there, but Pedersen covered him now, and the pair of them went over the line for that 5 points. And what a turn up so late in the meeting.
Well, I just wonder, should they have used the golden tactical, and it might have doubled the advantage. A great race for Wolves, and 1 heat to go. Coventry lead by 45 points to 39, 6 points in it, going into heat 15. And Jonathan Green, I'm sure that was tightening the meeting up, and it's Peter KARLSSON to gate 2. In gate 3 in blue, it's Brian Anderson. On the outside is Nicki Pedersen. Brian Anderson, Peter KARLSSON, Greg Hancock and Nicki Pedersen. Remember, the home team Coventry wear the red and the blue helmet colours. The visitors from Wolves wear the white and the yellow and black helmet colours. That is the scenario as we go into the final race, with 6 points separating the sides. 6 points separate the sides, with Coventry leading by 45 points to 39. 45-39, the home side in front as we move into the last heat of the evening on a memorable first British Elite League match of the season here at the Brandon Stadium. This could be the heat of the night. Fitting climax to a great speedway meeting. We'll follow the riders up to tapes here down in front of us. There's the scoreline, top left-hand side of your screen. That man, red helmet colours there. And away they go, and in to the first bend is Peter KARLSSON. KARLSSON pursued around the outside by Pedersen. Coming through in blue there into second place is Brian Anderson. Hancock's back in third place. Peter KARLSSON out front for Wolves. He's having a great night, but the challenge is going to be on because the 2 Coventry bees are buzzing all around him. At the back in yellow, disappointing for Nicki Pedersen, but can Peter KARLSSON hold off the 2 Coventry riders?
Yeah, Peter KARLSSON was dead right about his start position there. He made an absolute beauty there off gate 2, and now he's pulling away. He seems to have this race sewn up, but of course the Coventry boys are all over him, trying everything, but again, a rider of Peter KARLSSON's calibre, I mean, he just doesn't make mistakes.
with a lap to go, coming 2 laps to go into 6 laps in this one, of course, in the final race. 6 laps to go, but they've confused us totally with the helmet colours, because I can tell you Greg Hancock's actually wearing the blue helmet collar out there in 2nd place. Back in 3rd place is Brian Anderson, and bringing up the rear in yellow and black is Nicki Pedersen. Out front in white there now is Peter KARLSSON. In the blue helmet colour now is Greg Hancock in 2nd place. In the red helmet colour in 3rd place is Brian Anderson there. And they're racing well, because Peter KARLSSON, it's a test of stamina. It's a test of action. And certainly look at this here, because round he goes. Peter KARLSSON's got the line absolutely right on the last lap. In white, Peter KARLSSON is going to win this. In blue, Greg Hancock is going to take 2nd place. In red, in 3rd place there is Brian Anderson, and bringing up the rear in yellow and black is Nicki Pedersen. And I can tell you that that means at the end of the night, it's a 3-all final heat, and it has ended 48-42 in favour of Coventry. But Peter KARLSSON has put the icing on the cake. Wolves may have been beaten, they haven't been disgraced, and it was good from here for him.
No, Wolverhampton have put up a fantastic show here at Coventry tonight. KARLSSON has absolutely shone here in this final. You can see 6 laps, he's riding the wide line. He's very polished around the inside. He knows the grip's out wide. The quick boys now are riding out there, and that's where all the grip is. And there's Peter KARLSSON for Wolves. He's been with them for a long time, and what a star man he is for them.
Well, he's been a star, Peter KARLSSON. The Coventry riders have been a star, but all the riders have been stars here, and a great first meeting for Sky. 48-42 in favour of the home side. Peter KARLSSON winning it ahead of Greg Hancock and Brian Anderson. Nicki Pedersen, the only disappointing ride of the night for him. But we've seen some fantastic speedway, and down in our studio, I'm sure we can go once again to Jonathan Green.
Well, I'm here with Peter KARLSSON. Congratulations, a great win, but obviously not enough. But good night for you, anyway, personally.
Yeah, I'm pretty happy. You know, I had a bit of a sore patch to start with there with 2/3, you know, but we got back in it and we were able to pull some points back for us.
It's early days, okay, and certainly of our coverage. How do you feel in terms of the team overall that you're looking ahead towards the Elite League?
We've got a very good team, you know, very evenly balanced, and we're just a bit unlucky. We've been last 2 weeks, you know, we've got one off sick, George Stansel, and Jesper B. Jensen injured in Sweden last week.
Sam, what do you reckon to their chances?
How critical was it to win the toss of that one?
Very critical. I mean, gate 3 was probably equal with 2 and 4, but 1 was not so good.
Did you take the gate that you wanted?
No, I didn't actually. Nicki had the first choice, and he wanted the outside. I guess it was a gamble to have 1 or 2.
Yeah, I kind of called it. I would have took gate 4, so I was asking that question.
I would have preferred the outside, but you know, team captain have to go for the bad one.
There you go. You've done a great job.
Well, hard luck again, and well, we'll be back. I'm sure to see you again this season.
Yeah.
And Susie's with the winning captain. Over to you.
Thanks very much, Jonathan. Yes, Brian Anderson smiling all over his face. That's the first one out of the way, and a great win for you, isn't it?
Well, certainly, you know, it's obviously a dream start for Coventry. You know, we've been struggling through the Craven Shield, and having our first league meeting tonight and have that in a bag, it's really, really nice.
Now, it seemed like a tactical night for Wolves. They tried everything, but they just couldn't get it, could they?
No, you know, we obviously just strengthened the team up for tonight, and it seemed to, well, I've got to say, you know, when Billy is fully fit and get his bikes right, you know, we're going to be an awesome team, I'll tell you that.
It looks you're certainly an awesome team as it stands at the moment, so things can get better, but you've done really well tonight. I saw you motivating your team there. You're a real big figure with them, aren't you? Well, you know, that's obviously a part of a captain's job, you know, and it's a job I do enjoy doing. That's what I've been brought up with from Denmark, where I come from, and you know, it's part of parcel of the job, and I really enjoy doing it, and it does get us these extra points now and again, and which is important in the end of the meeting. Well, did you enjoy tonight? Certainly, yeah. Well, you know what? I think I might have enjoyed it more than even Brian did. It was absolutely fantastic. Jonathan?
Tony